Alright, so this time it's going to be a review of Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Now, I do have to say that there are a couple of spoilers in this, so if you're interested in playing the game and you don't want spoilers, please play the game first and then watch this video. But if you don't care about spoilers, you have been warned. So, coming off the first game, War of Cybertron, I was happy with it. I enjoyed the references from both the television show as well as the animated movie. I enjoyed the story, and it was great to see the characters working together for the first time. Sure, it was a bit shallow to be told traits of the characters instead of seeing the traits play out on screen, and toward the end of the game, it felt like a chore to get to the conclusion. However, I enjoyed the game overall, and I was excited for the sequel. How did this one fare? Well, let's start with the gameplay. Not much has changed between games in regards to gameplay. You can do a lot of the same stuff, and if you've played the previous game or are just familiar with third-person shooters, you'll get the hang of this game pretty quickly. One of my favorite features of this series is that no matter what character you play as, you can transform between robot and vehicle forms. However, the entirety of the Grimlock section pissed me off. Throughout the first game and about 90% of the second game, it allowed you to transform at will, minus a few sections here and there where it really doesn't make sense for your character to transform, or the Bruticus sections. That's the deal. However, when we get to the Grimlock sections, a part where it would be awesome to transform from a giant robot into a giant dinosaur, the game changes. Not only can you not transform at will, but you have to fight enemies to fill up a rage meter, quote-unquote, in order to have the option to transform. High Moon Studios actually had the nerve to take away the control, limit my gameplay experience, and tell me what I could and could not do in this game. Also, there were parts in that Grimlock section where I couldn't progress in the actual game unless I transformed, depending on what the situation needed for that level. Switching gears to the scope, there's really not much to say. I mean, for a series of games that spans an entire planet, it sucks that we can't explore Cybertron. Instead, we get cliff notes of key moments in the war. I enjoyed the story, but like the scope, it felt rather small. Bigger than the last game, but still small. Almost every mission involved someone doing something and you have to stop them from achieving their goals. This could have been a grand exploration of the world where you explore its secrets as beloved characters from the franchise, but it ends with a fart. And on a side note, all the references to the television show as well as the animated movie were unbearable here. It's as if the writers sat down for a day and just wrote all the quotes that they enjoyed and shoved them into the game whether they fit or not. For my final thoughts, like the first game, it was a chore to get through, and it really burned my ass when the game wrestled control away from me through the Grimlock chapters. I really wish they hadn't introduced the Dinobots in this game, but that's just me. There was also the mystery of Transformer precursors, but that never goes anywhere, and the game ends on a fucking cliffhanger instead of an actual end because Activision is making so much money off Transformers that there will, no doubt, be another one of these games. All in all, Transformers Fall of Cybertron isn't worth a rent unless you enjoy pushing through games just to review them. I wouldn't recommend this game even if you're a fan of the franchise because, as a fan of the franchise, it's still a chore, and I hate hearing of all the references and one-liners. Also, shouldn't it be called Exodus, since that's what they're trying to embark on this entire game? The Fall of Cybertron happened in the first game. It's like Rise of the Tomb Raider. The title doesn't make any sense. Just something to think about. I'm the Black Dragon. Transform and play another game.